It's 6:41. I think sunrise is supposed to be within the next 10 minutes. This is not where I left my boat. I've already pulled it up close to you know, where I walked across, but I had hit it up in the woods here. Didn't leave it alone for more than, you know, they're already hitting the surface. It's good. Really left it alone, and I didn't actually end up using the locks, but I left it alone from when it got dark to now when it's getting light. It was risky, but I think it was a fairly low risk considering where I shoved it up in the woods here. But everything's here, and we're going to continue to explore. If you haven't watched the part one, go ahead and watch that. Had an interesting access point. I think I found an easier one for me to get out of here. We'll see. But my first concern now is let's go explore further downstream. Got the Torpedo. I'll motor back up towards the end of the day, and hopefully catch some more Tennessee Creek smallmouth. Gotta take a few casts before I even launch. I'm in the right spot. Chugging the spinnerbait out in that real turbulent stuff. It's definitely an eat spot right in here. I did get a jerkbait rod and bring that. I didn't bring that yesterday, so I think with the murkiness of the water and just how it's cooling off, jerkbait with that real loud entry, and then it sits there. It'd probably be the Aurora Green Perch, because that's a good muddier water jerkbait. Do well with that at home, but yeah, it's funny. It's low water, but it's still kind of murky. I'm gonna go ahead and put my jerkbait on, but because I travel with all my rods in the truck and it's sort of a mess, I don't want treble hooks digging into everything. I use these little things. It's just, honestly, it looks like the end of a drop shot, little line clip, but that's not a drop shot. It's a little foam thing. These are made by Rapid Fishing Solutions, and it's a rapid line clip. So they're pretty useful. Huh. Got a rock bass. So I work the jerkbait up at the top, and for sure the top is a heads of pools, heads and tails. They are the eat spots, and the tails are usually more the chill out in laminar flow spots. The heads is for sure the best eat spot there is, and that's where I got the three good bites last night. But I'm moving down through the middle of the pool, and I think the jerkbait is something that if they're just, I just moved one there. You got to strain some water in the middle of the pool. You can't slouch on it, but you need something that's gonna move through fairly quickly. All right, let's take a look at what I'm looking at, and we're gonna talk about what's maybe worth your time slowing down and fishing in the middle of a pool. So we got the head of the pool up there. I don't know if that's the end of it or not. I'll find out. Looks like we got rain starting. That rock looked interesting to me. I put a jig on it, nothing. But the best way to figure out what's worth something to a smallmouth in the middle of the pool is that you look at the surface. You look at these foam bubbles, and they're all really slow, and they're moving straight, and it's slow. what you look for, and I don't see it here, but you'll look for somewhere in the middle where it actually comes up shallow, hopefully with some rocky structure, and then starts going back down. That mid-pool little up and then down, that's rocky structure, that'll hold your fish in the middle of the pool. So it's not just the tails and the heads of the pool. In the middle, you're gonna read these foam bubbles, and you're gonna see, hey, it's mostly moving slow and straight, but in the area where it speeds up a little bit, it's, you know, foam moving, then it goes fast, and then on the other side it slows down again. That's a high point with some rocks. Reapplying some scent. I actually hopped out because as soon as I pulled down into the next pool where the current shoots out there, doesn't really shoot out there, but there's current out there. I could tell by watching the foam bubbles that there's something towards the end of where that current is pushing out into the middle, the top portion, the head of this pool. There's a rock. There's something that obstructs it, that those foam bubbles come down and then kind of go around and then keep going. I missed a good bump. I missed a very crisp, whack, hard hit. Oh, man, that was a good whack. Get you in quicker than the last one. What are you? You're a drum. Oh, goodness gracious. Big old drum. I forgot these things exist. Thought you were a big smallmouth. Not that your mouth is very big. Man, what an awesome animal. Sea guy. Oh, there's a smallmouth. Nice. So right as the current runs into that rocky shoreline, hopefully I find a few more, but that's an old fish. He's not real long, but man, his eyes are big. So that kind of sucks. Somewhere there's a hunter saying, I know I got him. Got my buddy's dog out to track him and just didn't get him. Couldn't find him. Lots of animals find safety right next to the river. That's where this guy wanted to be. Alright, so the minnow baits are just not getting it done. Like, I've tried the jerk bait, even the spinner bait, the scented jerk shad, which I threw a good bit yesterday, the underspin, they're not getting it done. But that finesse, the finesse jig, which is a craw, you know, I think it's just a craw-based fishery. And that's what they're looking for. I still need that bait that's gonna search, you know, it's gonna just keep moving and strain water. So I'm putting the jerk bait away, and I think it may be time to pull out the craw crankbait. I'm using that dark brown one because it's, you know, it's fairly muddy water, which is weird because, you know, there hadn't been rain. Like, we're getting it today at some point, but think it's low and clear for what is considered normal here. So it's just a naturally muddy fishery. So I'm gonna put a little bit heavier leader on there. Actually, I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm gonna go straight braid, but I'm gonna get rid of that leader. What are you? Is it a spot? I don't know what it is. I think it's a spot. Kidding. That's a smallmouth. All right, I'm dropping down. It's actually a decent elevation drop here in front of me. But dropping down into the next pool, I can't totally tell. Yeah, it starts there. A couple good good little glides there. It's gonna be skinny. Hello. Look at you. Got one on the spinnerbait finally. Well, that's encouraging. A moving bait. Alright, just made it through that real shallow stuff. This is kind of weird. Someone's putting little sandbags or concrete bags there to kind of make a wall that catches stuff. Maybe they clean trash with it. Certainly collecting a lot of stuff. But I didn't want to crash that. I wanted to stop and fish it first. So we'll see how this goes. Alright, nothing actively feeding right up at the head of it, but it was still a smart move to pull over here, fish that, fish another spot a little further down. It's time to drop down. I've been studying all the currents that are swirling further down there, and I do see an outside bend that has rock on it, that has the current pushing up onto it, so that looks good. Huh. Threw the jackhammer on, got another little spot. So I talked about those mid-pool features that accelerate the current, and you have that acceleration right before it, and then it gets shallow, it transitions from shallow to deep and it decelerates. So the head of the pool is up there. It's even a little bit around that bend. The tail of the pool I have not found yet, but in the middle, what you have, well, you get this rocky sort of point coming out, and it cuts across. That's probably a log, but it's a shallow spot, so it's deep here, it's shallow there. It sort of functions as the end of the pool, and just on the other side functions as the beginning of the pool. Really it comes down to, if you're gonna pattern smallmouth on current, it's accelerating water and decelerating water are the places that they usually go to get something to eat. So I haven't touched this one yet. Just wanted to film it a little bit before going down and putting a jig on some of that. So steep mud bank here, but then you get to that and you got rock, and I don't know, I think that's a log. going across. But it's hung up on rock. No? I don't know. It's something, but it's a mid-pool current accelerator and decelerator. And it's where some active fish will be in the middle of the pool. So not just heads and tails, but in the middle, if you can find that. I'm gonna put a jig on it. All right, that mid-pool current accelerator and decelerator, the shallow spot, didn't produce, but make no mistake, it is a, oh, there, I just had one. It is a feeding station. I was a little guy, probably another spot, tugging at the craw trailers. It's just gonna be where there's active fish. If fish are gonna be active, they want that change in speed of current. That's it. It's really that simple. Okay, I came to rest on this shoal that has a log hung up on it, and I just, you know, when you get hung up, when you go through something and you're stuck, your first instinct should always be, all right, what can I cast to? And boy, am I glad I had that instinct. Threw the jackhammer in right where this log is kind of pouring over, and the jackhammer got this nice smallmouth. It's funny, these are Tennessee creek smallmouth, are a lot like our Virginia creek and small river smallmouth, in that they are long and skinny. All right, it's a good one. Let's get him on the board, take his picture, let him loose, see if he's got any buddies down in there. Nice. 17 1/4. All right, so the jackhammer is so loud and obnoxious and creates that crazy vibration and noise. The blade smacking on the head goes tock, 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 super loud. Doesn't always work in gentle current, but in crazy turbulent current like what we have here, it's perfect. So I put the cast up in there and brought it all along in that hydraulic. I jammed it right in the middle there. But that's a really active place for them to be feeding. So I was lucky to get him while he was looking for something to eat. So as I leave that really turbulent water behind, I'm gonna holster the jackhammer and reach back here, grab a different rod, and give him something that isn't so noisy. Get this little same color scheme, but it's a finesse spinnerbait. It doesn't have quite the level of thump. Actually, it's nowhere near the level of thump that the jackhammer has, but it matches the quietness of the middle portion of this pool. I'm going to keep pushing through it because I don't see a whole lot in the way of current acceleration or deceleration, but even in the middle of this pool, you know, we're going to find some likely targets that are not appropriate for the jackhammer, unless everything's just eating the jackhammer everywhere. But usually the jackhammer excels in those turbulent waters that are you know, you need to be that noisy with a bait for it to be found. And if they're in that, they're aggressive anyways. Out here in the middle, nah, this is more of a, yeah, I might think about eating that. Ooh, I just moved. I think I just moved another one of those drum. The drum are everywhere. Yeah, you like the spinnerbait? So every single fish, even this 14-incher, counts in the blotchy bass bonanza. Every one of them is a drawing for a Bass Pro Shop gift certificate. I got $250 so far just for measuring fish on a board. Not even like doing a particularly good job. They don't say the mouth wasn't closed or you touched him in the wrong place. I try not to put my hands on it at all because they don't really care how it's on there. I mean, if it's touching, they're happy. So I've done a bunch of videos on river keepers recently, and I actually got something, I think maybe it's reportable, I don't know. I got video and photos, and it stinks. I kind of think that it's somebody's sewage, and maybe it's they're doing laundry right now. So it starts up there, pipe comes down, hits the water, comes out, and it's belching out foam, and it's gray. It's actually gray water. I know that's the term for exactly what that is, which is, you know, water that's been used usually in a household, and it means sewage, but I don't see poop coming out of it, but it's foamy gray water. So I will go to waterkeeper.org. When I'm done with this float, I will find that river keeper and say, here you go. Call me if you need more details, but I think the photos I took are good enough that it has the data for this is where it is. If not, I can tell them. Tail end of a pool. Get in here. So I don't know how far I've come down to catch you. I'll let you go here in a minute, but I think I need to turn around. I think I'm probably 3.5, maybe 4. Might be more than 4 miles downstream. So, you know, I've picked it apart pretty good, and I got a little bit of work ahead of me in terms of getting back up that hill. So I'm also gonna be meeting with Rush Snyder's and Cody Milton, and we're gonna get on the water tomorrow. We're gonna film their pre-fishing for the Kayak Bass Fishing National Championship. So I'm actually gonna be camping with them. I need to get there, you know, in reasonable time, and I'm not really sure how far away I am. So time to turn around. I'll fish my way up, but I'll get this photo uploaded first. Okay, go home. Thank you. Oh, that's a good one. Well, I just came up through. I didn't quite drag. I actually got through there. I thought I was going to have to drag, but this is the tail of the pool. And got the jackhammer going. The gold jackhammer, and that's my big for the day, I believe. All right, the jackhammer at the tail end of this pool, right as it's transitioning from really shallow to, I don't know, it's deeper out there. I haven't totally figured out how deep, but that is a 18 3/4, almost a 19 incher. Skinny though, like. At almost 19 inches, I think I'm just spoiled by these Susquehanna fish that can be, I don't know. Yeah, this is, it's 213. It's not even a 3-pounder, but it's a pretty fish. I'm gonna take his picture. Keep throwing the jackhammer on the way up. I still got a little bit of ways to go, but I'm gonna get him up on the board. Better stop my kayak before I drift down. Here, get that in there. He'd be a good tournament fish. Doesn't matter that you're not heavy. You'd be great one for someone to put on the board in the kayak bass fishing national championship in a few days. It's like, nah, I wouldn't stand for that. Can I just take your damn picture? Come on now. I'll let you add a hero shot to the my catch. Cool. Alright, same pool. Get in here. Yep, the jackhammer's the right deal. It took me most of the day to figure it out. So 17, 18 3/4, and now this one, jackhammer fish. All right, so this one, 17 3/4, missing a little bit. Sorry, did that? Is that tender? Shouldn't mess with it. Oh, they're skinny. They're all skinny. I'm just spoiled with my Susquehanna fish. 17 3/4, a good fish. Time to get him back in. See you, guy. pretty good day. Got 4 species. Oh, come on, catfish. There was almost a 5th right there. Channel cat came up, was trying to kiss that jackhammer. But got the drum, which I always like catching them. I think they're fun. I know people like get frustrated because they think it's a bass. I thought it was a bass. I thought it was a giant bass. And then they're disappointed. I'm never disappointed in a fish that fights like that. Caught some spotted bass, caught some smallmouth, and I got the red eye. Well, people say red eye. It's a rock bass. Up north we say red eye, but I think there's a version of spotted bass that people in the south refer to as red eye. Right, Tim Perkins? Anyhow, I'm in the home stretch here. I'm gonna keep chugging the jackhammer, but I've got a little bit of a drag out. I think I'm picking the easier path, even though it's got no parking signs all over it. I think I can do it quick and get out of there. It's my plan anyways. Been a good day.